Polydash is a Geometry Dash recreation made on Roblox with a pretty decent editor and pretty good visuals and a set of main levels, mostly consisting of Geometry Dash main levels. But Polydash's main levels can't just be Geometry Dash main levels, so BeefChip, the creator of the game, made some main levels themselves. And since no one was talking about them, I decided to make a video on the topic. It could be fun to talk about Polydash's unique main levels since they're mostly original. Mostly. In total, there are only 4 unique Polydash main levels: Ultimate Destruction, Metropolis, Metropolis V2, and URA Delirium. Some of you clueless ones might be saying, oh, what about Compass? That's a rated level on Polydash made by someone else. Turns out Metropolis V2 and URA Delirium aren't made by BeefChip, they're also just someone else's level. But that's not gonna stop me from talking about them! Anyway, now let's dive into the 4 of BeefChip's Polydash main levels. Ultimate Destruction is a 7-star level that has a replacement song that doesn't sync. For some reason, the replacement song is noticeably shorter than the actual song, so you get the drop in the middle of the first cube part. But putting that aside, time for the actual level. The level has a 1.0 style like the following 3. BeefChip stated that the levels are styled like this to reduce lag on low-end devices, which is fair enough. The level begins with a cube part that is pretty normal. It reminds me a bit of base after base, but it's probably because of the background color here. Anyway, after the unsynced Ultimate Destruction and some more gameplay, you get into this tunnel where transition into a ship part begins. This ship part is good, and here we have the first coin that I don't really like. It's a bit too buggy for me and it looks kinda janky. So I thought about how I could fix this, and this is what I came up with. I honestly think this would have been way better in my opinion, but who am I to judge coins? GG Cologne? Moving on, a second cube part starts, where the second coin instantly shows up, and it's just the polar guy's second coin, and that coin isn't that good honestly. It's about the same difficulty as the regular path and isn't that unique since again, this is just polar guy's second coin. After that, a triple spike club monster appears. These show up like 3 times in the level by the way, except the third one isn't a triple. And the rest of this part really has nothing to talk about, so let's skip to the second ship part where the third coin instantly shows up. And it's just stereo madness. At first I was gonna talk about how really hard this part is, but this is a 7-star level, so honestly it's fine. The gameplay on the regular path is really boring however, since you mostly just straight fly through. After that, another cube part starts, where if you go the third coin path, you'll get jump scared by a blind job. Very cool. And in this cube part, well, there's another triple spike club sub monster. That's about it. After that cube part, another ship part starts, which is really similar to that of the first ship part from this level. And well, that makes sense, since you know, it's the same level. And it's a bit boring, but it's probably because, again, you've already played through this kind of ship part in this level, and that earlier ship part wasn't really that interesting anyway. Moving on, another cube part starts, which has a third 3 spike club sub monster. That's about all I can say about this part. And after this transition, the fourth ship part starts, which is, wow, he's literally just Area Madness before 1.6. No jokes, it's literally just, no mind, there's 2 seconds of more unique and actually kinda cool gameplay. This level honestly feels like a nothing burger, which it honestly really shouldn't, cause it doesn't inspire the players to know what kind of unique and fun gameplay you can make in the editor. Like for example, look at all these online levels. Doesn't their gameplay look so much more fun and unique? I probably should just move on or else I have way too much stuff to edit. After that very original ship part, the last, 5th, cube part starts, which quickly ends off the level with this back on track like ending. Now for the final review. Honestly, this level is kinda boring, and that's because, of course, the lack of mechanics and any unique style. But I'm fine with the style since, as mentioned earlier, the style is very minimalistic to reduce lag, and the mechanics, well, there's no ball game mode, UFO game mode, literally any other game mode except the spider because it doesn't exist. No mini portals, no dual portals, no blue, pink, red paths and orbs, and well, no gravity changes at all. You know, the mechanics that were introduced by Dryout, the 4th level, and it's like, what, the 20th one? It makes the level very accessible, but I don't think we really need that since the levels on the latter half of the level is, so you'd expect it to use more mechanics. And for the difficulty rating, yeah, I think this fits as a 7 star. My personal rating for the level is 5 out of 10. Oh yeah, I'll also be rating each level on a scale of 1 to 10, cause why not? And now for Metropolis is a 9-star level which actually uses some more mechanics. The level begins with a short cube part which quickly transitions into—
Wait, what? A mirror portal? But that's not in the editor.
No way! The developer of the game is able to use objects that all other players don't have access to. Yeah, the mirror portal isn't in the editor, but it's easily replicable. Here's New Zone of Fun by yours truly, for example. Anyway, the first ship is actually quite fun and unique. I like it. Unlike the previous level, it already has gravity changes. Just ignore that there already have been in the first cube part, and this is a mini ship part, so this level is already miles better than Ultimate Destruction. After the ship part begins the cube part, which plays around with gravity changes. The first of these make you jump to hit blue orbs, the second makes you use blue orbs that are in the blocks, like deadlocked, which kinda makes it ball gameplay. Like, remove the blue orbs from this part and put a ball portal on the back, and it's basically the same gameplay. Moving on, you then become a big boy for a brief amount of time, where the third of these jumps come in, where you now jump into gravity portals, before going back to mini to perform some more jumps before the level ends. Yeah, this level is way shorter than the previous one, and this one also lacks coins, but honestly I'm kinda glad they don't, cause I'm sure that they would have only caused more complaining. Alright, this level is an 8 out of 10. Metropolis V2 is a 10-star medium demon, which is basically one of those Neptune V2s of the main levels. I can't say much about this since it's just Metropolis but with harder and trickier gameplay. 7 out of 10. Eurorave Delirium is a 5-star level that is definitely more similar to Ultimate Destruction, in the sense that it doesn't use a lot of mechanics. At least this level actually has yellow orbs, unlike Ultimate Destruction. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So the level begins with a cube part, which I can't really say much about, aside from the fact that it kinda feels like Polar Guys. Skipping forward a bit, we get to the ship part, where the first coin is. This coin, in my opinion, is pretty good. It's like the second coin in Cycles where you have to swoop down. The entire part is you having to fly between two pillars while also dodging various spikes around, which honestly could be replaced by sauce, but whatever. This part is very Rocktop-like, since he loves putting this kind of ship parts. This one especially reminds me of the blast processing one. Moving on, there's another cube part, where I guess there's the second coin, which is just the first coin of Time Machine. I swear, if the next coin is a ship part where you have to go up inside a structure to hit another ship portal, where you have to go through a way harder path, I'm gonna— OH MY GOD! You see, as much as I like, or at least feel neutral about all these coins, I don't like having the same meal over and over again. Variety is needed, and is very easily achieved in a game like this, and the fact that this coin is really hard isn't a good excuse to copy the Stereo Madness third coin again. And the gameplay on the coinless path isn't any interesting either, honestly. So after the ship part, another cube part starts, where if you win the coin path, you get your own exclusive gameplay, unlike last time. leading to a sort of blind jump. The path below isn't much interesting, and this cube part is where the level ends. So what do you think of this level? 7.8 minus 1 out of 10, too much unoriginal coins. I just don't think these levels show off how creative Geometry Dash levels can get. Again, you have so much stuff you can do in a level, and even if the levels weren't made when the mechanics were there, why not just remove those levels and release them as rated online levels? They don't really have a point here. They don't make the player learn any new gimmick when they should do that. Like, no main level uses dash orbs, the camera triggers, the red orb and pan, and none of them have a dual bar that uses two different game modes. When honestly, most of these at least should be shown off so that the players know that stuff exists. Okay, I think I've gotten a little too overboard with fun, silly levels that people create for fun. So, the Polydash exclusive main levels are varying. You have a short, fun one, the buff of the short one, the long and boring one, and the shorter but still boring one. Here are the standings. And honestly, I think that if BeefTube were to create more main levels, I just think those levels should either introduce a new mechanic or be memorable. For example, Clubstep has Clubstep monsters and is the first demon main level. Geometry Polygonal Dominator has that memory part and introduces the robot. Compass is a rated online level made by someone else. Theory of Everything has those pick-up-apps and introduces the UFO. I'd rather have a bad but memorable level than a good but boring level. Because again, you can do so much in Polydash, even with the style limitations. Anyway, I'm done talking. Did you know that the Theory of Everything 2 has a missing ground spike? Okay, bye!